consumer. So this is what he said on March 10th. Let me get this moved over here. I can't get that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
Joe P got me cracking up.
Here we go. So this is what he said. Can you guys see that? They can see that, right?
Yep.
All right, so this is what he said. He said, unfortunately, that nice black woman was an FBI intern. She is under investigation by the FBI Phoenix Field Office and the Phoenix Police, and she's been ignoring my mother and all the investigators. That is false. She's not under investigation. Like I said, she called me the day that they told her the investigation was over, and then the very next day they amended the death certificate. And they were in talks with her, like I mentioned in the live stream. They were in talks with her because, like I said, she was getting bombarded by a bunch of strangers and people in Moses' family, and they were coming at her about, you know, will you be willing to donate the organs? And it was just way too much. And so, you know, she got out of there, and, you know, they were in contact with her all the way up, like I said, until the medical examiner could determine it was a natural cause, and then she was clear. First, it was the toxicology report that came back all negative under suspicions, you know, by Mark to his mom that he may have been poisoned. So once the toxicology report came back negative, then it was just a matter of amending the physical part of the autopsy. And like I said, once that was done, like I said, I talked to his mom, and she was at peace with it. Like she was so confused when I went to talk to her. She didn't know what to believe. Just like a lot of people didn't, because, you know, granted, she was only in his life, you know, for a short amount of time, and unfortunately this happens. And I could, like I mentioned, I was being very objective about it. I could see where people were saying, oh, she did it in this. But when the evidence started pointing towards, you know, natural, and then just the way like Mark was behaving about it, it was apparent that, you know, what Moses was telling us was true. And then, you know, once I listened to those audios and couldn't find none of this stuff in here. Look, I have 3.5 hours of that discussion, and he didn't mention the FBI one time. He didn't mention to Moses to his face that you're in danger, not one time. No kind of concerns. As a matter of fact, the plan of action was for him to move out and then continue their trinity and do stuff together and come over and have barbecues with the girls. So I just didn't know where all this stuff was coming from, because I didn't, like I said, I wasn't on the languages. Me and him were, you know, we were fighting game enthusiasts. So when he was telling me about all this stuff, I was taken back by it. And I know, just like Marcel knew, like he had an Asian fetish. So when I started seeing her in all of his pictures, I thought the same thing. I was like, who's this girl? But I never, you know, like I said, I trusted his judgment. I didn't think that, you know, he was going to allow someone to come in and infiltrate, you know, on that level. And, you know, like I said, he was coming here, going to the court cases in Columbus, you know, with Mark, and going back to Indiana. And those were perfect times for, if a government conspiracy was in play, for them to get them.